Dr. Frank Cantaseca is with us this morning. Doctor, I see all these headlines about this huge wave that's coming to inundate us with Omicron. Are we going to be swamped?
We are going to be swamped, and we're getting there right now. But, there's a message here, and the message is don't panic about Omicron, because it really has been showing to be a fairly mild strain. I'm seeing that in my office. I've had actually a couple of positive cases already today. We are seeing a much milder strain. I was even talking to some of my colleagues this morning about it. I said, have you put anybody in the hospital lately? They said, no. I said, neither have I. We are seeing symptoms that really mimic the common cold. Earlier on in COVID, you could kind of smell these cases. You can tell, oh, this guy's got COVID. They're having trouble breathing. They're having shortness of breath going up and down steps. Now the COVID patients that are coming in, they look like they have a common cold.
If Omicron is sweeping through so fast, and it's relatively mild, as you say, isn't that good news? Because it will be over soon. We can see the other side of it soon. There's good news here, isn't there?
Stuart, it is good news. It is good news. Herd immunity is going to be the only way going forward. The single note symphony from the government on vaccines has really been to a detriment. I say it over and over again, vaccines are an important piece of the puzzle, particularly for the at-risk populations. But there are so many other pillars that we can go after: early testing, early treatment, the availability of things like monoclonal antibodies. That's been a little bit lacking. I was thinking about it. And, people spent money, the government spent money bribing college kids with $100 to get a vaccine. They're one of the lowest risk populations. Why don't we take that money and put rapid PCR tests in doctors' offices? I have one in my office, and it's been an invaluable tool. We're bribing people to pay.
Yeah, but the president's going to announce that the government's going to purchase 500 million early tests or rapid tests. Do you think that that should be the main part of this plan? That testing is what this is all about? This is the big deal here?
I think that's helpful. The home tests are, I won't say that they're useless, because they're not. There are a lot of false negatives with the home test. If it comes up positive, it's likely a positive. So I think it's a positive move. I like the fact that they're looking at testing a little bit more. I'd like to see more PCR testing available, because it's much more accurate and reliable. But it'll be useful as far as helping to stop the spread a bit if you can know that you're sick right away. People are waiting 3 or 4 days at urgent care to get a result. What's the point of knowing 3 or 4 days from now?
Yeah.
But the bottom line, Stuart, is that everyone's going to get this at some point, whether it's now or whether it's 6 months from now. Everyone's going to get it, and herd immunity is going to get us out of it.
Everyone's going to get it?
I mean, that's a sweeping statement, but I think most people will at least come into contact with it, whether they get ill from it or not. We're almost all going to get into contact with it. It'll be like the common cold or the flu.
Then what's the point of these constant suggestions that you got to get vaccinated, you got to get boosted? I mean, what's the point of all of this if everybody's going to get it?
Stuart, I'm asking myself the same question. You're looking at a vaccine with diminishing efficacy against these variants. We almost have to consider Omicron a new disease. It's so different from Alpha, the earlier strain of COVID, that it's practically indistinguishable. There's 32 mutations at the spike protein that the vaccines were designed to work against. So, when people come in and say, geez, I had 2 vaccines and a booster and I still got COVID. We can help protect from serious illness with the at-risk populations, but the rest of the people, it's the single note symphony. It's only vaccines all the time, and we have to get a little bit broader.
Okay, we will remember what you said. Everyone eventually is going to get it. Dr. Frank Cantaseca, thanks for joining us, sir. We appreciate it. We do. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Stuart. Merry Christmas to you guys.
And Merry Christmas indeed, sir.